Hello and welcome to Real Men Feel. I'm your host, Andy Grant. I'm an author, speaker, coach, and healer. Please visit theandygrant.com to learn more. Real Men Feel is all about reminding men that they are human and are entitled to feel and express the full range of emotions. Some of those emotions can really make you feel like shit, but that never means that you are shit. If you've read any of my books, seen me speak live, listened to many Real Men Feel episodes, or perhaps heard me as a guest on other shows, or maybe you actually know me as an actual human being in the physical flesh, you are aware that I don't hide the fact that I've tried to end my life on multiple times. When I was about 20 years old and following what I think is, what I counted as 5 suicide attempts, I met a psychologist who said that anytime I did something with the intention of ending my life, that was a suicide attempt. Now, my definition was if I did something that put me in a hospital, that was an attempt. But by this doctor's definition, I've attempted suicide easily dozens and probably hundreds of times. September 10th is World Suicide Prevention Day. I don't normally like to make a big thing about this day because, well, frankly, it pisses me off. Every fucking day should be Suicide Prevention Day for everybody. But I get that plenty of people still experience a stigma around any discussions of mental health or suicide. And I have long believed that one of the very best ways to prevent suicide is to talk about it. So I shall. Suicide prevention is a global challenge. Suicide ranks consistently among the top 20 causes of death globally across all age groups. 1 in every 100 deaths worldwide is the result of suicide. The global suicide rate is over twice as high among men than women. Men account for 3/4 of deaths by suicide in many countries. Now, while the pathway to suicide for each individual is unique, there are many common risk factors that have been shown to contribute to the higher suicide rate among men. These risk factors include the use of more lethal means, reduced help seeking, harmful substance abuse, social disconnection, conformity to some masculine norms, and stressful life events such as unemployment and relationship breakdown. Now, that all comes from the International Association for Suicide Prevention, another really silly sounding name of a group that I wish didn't need to exist, but it does. So if you have been following me over the past year, you may recall that I pretty much disappeared from everything. Between December 2021 through June 2022, I was depressed and suicidal for much of that time. One detail I don't believe I've shared is that by that doctor's definition, I did make an attempt. I tried to buy Nembutal online. Nembutal is a drug used for lethal injection in prisons and to put animals to sleep. I learned of it from a Right to Die group who lobbies for physician-assisted suicide. And I found a website that claimed to sell it. Now, I figured it was a scam, but I was desperate to do something. So I did something stupid, and I placed an order. Despite the broken English on the website, despite being able to pay only via Zelle to some random dude named Marcus, I did it. It was a good scam, despite what I just said about it. They had a fake shipping company with a complete website for them, fake addresses in Texas that showed up. You could seem to verify it. They made it seem like they were buying things in Mexico and then shipping them here. I even got fake tracking emails once I placed my order. But when the delivery day arrived, nothing showed up, except for more emails saying there was a snag. And it wasn't too late for me to buy insurance for a few $100s more to make sure my prescription without a prescription came through. I was much more upset by that package not arriving than I expected. And that attempted action combined with the number of people reaching out to me really increasing, that's what signified the bottom for me. That's when I finally decided enough of this shit. Enough of believing I'm shit. The theme for World Suicide Prevention Day this year is creating hope through action. My talking to you right now is an action. You listening is an action. You checking with a dear friend and asking, how are you really, is an action you could take. Working with a therapist, a coach, a men's group is a positive action you might take. By the way, those are all things that I've been doing this summer. Going through the New Warrior Adventure Training Weekend with the Mankind Project is a very positive action you might take. These live events for men only have been happening again in recent weeks all around the world. They haven't been happening since 2019, since before the pandemic. There is one coming up in Plymouth, Massachusetts, the weekend. There is one coming up in Plymouth, Massachusetts, the weekend of October 28th. I know this because I'll be part of the staff for that weekend. And I highly recommend that weekend for any man, wherever you are in the world. I invite you to show support for those struggling with suicidal attempts or ideation, and to remember loved ones who have died by suicide. Wherever you are discovering Real Men Feel, please subscribe, follow, give a rating, a review, a comment to share. Whatever the platform you are listening or watching on allows, please do the good and appropriate thing. You can also contact me at realmenfeel@gmail.com. You can even directly support Real Men Feel. There's a link at the bottom of the show notes allowing you to give as little as 99 cents to help sustain this podcast and assist us in reaching more men. That link is anchor.fm/realmenfeel/support. Until next time, be good to yourself and live.